Hey everybody, it's good to see you all again. This segment is just to kind of let you guys know what is going on in this episode. So, in this episode, there is a situation. Towards the end, or anywhere in this episode, there is a blank. That means there's no sound coming in the episode, and you might think that is your fault. That is my fault. You can blame me, say it was my fault, because that is an editing problem, and that's because of recording and the recording platform that I use. If that happens to be in the episode, if that's in it, what you need to do is to just disregard it. Don't worry about it. Consider it like an ad break. Consider it like a break. Consider it like we're taking a 5 minute break. Consider it like that. So, no freaking out. No need to worry. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode, enjoy what's in it, and y'all have a good one. And enjoy this one. Really enjoy it and have fun. And please disregard the blanks in there. Consider them breaks. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and thank you guys for understanding and for your cooperation. Oh, okay. There he goes. There he goes. Thanks, Craig. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody out there. It's good to see you all again. This one's going to be super exciting. I'm here with a trio of artists here with me. I'm so honored to get to meet all three of you. Say hello to the world out there.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, facts.
And no problem. Thank you guys for accepting my invitation for coming. I didn't think you guys would be interested.
Of course, we're interested.
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Well, since there's three of us, I want to kind of start off at the beginning. I want to kind of start off with how you guys started with your interest of music. So I want to ask, generally, how on earth did you guys start your musical journey?
Who wants to field that one first?
I can start, I guess. Throughout elementary school and middle school, I played a lot of instruments, just like to get out of other classes and stuff. 'Cause I didn't really like doing anything like that involved books and writing, shit like that. So I was always involved in music as a kid. And I started rapping in middle school with my friends and making beats as well in like 8th grade. But then when I got to high school is when I started taking it like real serious, you know. But I guess my introduction was more doing like school stuff, you know what I mean? Playing trumpet and snare and stuff like that.
Sweet. Oh, cool. I'll go. This is Ben Runyan. I started after college. Started during college. I never really, did instruments or anything like that. I was always interested in music, but I'd always been into singing, whether in church or in school and stuff like that. But I started messing around with things like Fruity Loops, and then I had a class in college that did Ableton Live and Logic and Pro Tools, and I found out I was actually pretty good at music, and I started a band after college, and one thing led to another, and I was opening for bands like the Lumineers and Capital Cities, and then I got into theater sound design and writing music for TV, and then writing music for film. So it's just one weird long journey that kind of started with computers.
Hell
I had growing up, I'm more of a visual artist, but growing up, I've always been into drums. So I always played drums and was interested in electronic music and hip hop. But as actually when I was a bit older, Ben was actually, I did a course in Ableton, and Ben was actually my instructor. I guess this is probably 4 years ago or something like that.
Yep.
And we hit it off, and then Ben scored my short film, The Backpage Ripper, and then we kind of then I shot a music video for you. So it's been this kind of collaboration that took off from there. But the Ableton was great because living in New York, there's not much space for drum kits. So it was nice to learn something I could play at home in my apartment, kind of thing. So it's fun. I did a couple of tracks for the soundtrack as well. So I was able to kind of stitch some stuff together.
Oh, sweet, that's awesome. Pretty interesting stuff for you three. That's pretty amazing. Amazing, man. I'm a little jealous that you guys started so professionally, and I'm only sort of a beginner.
And I met Brainorchestra, who's doing a gig. It's like a community of beat makers and rappers and stuff in New York area, New Jersey, New York. And I've been going to some of these kind of smaller gigs, and this is quite a few years ago. And that gradually the community's kind of grown now into a larger kind of group of people, and it's been really nice. That's kind of how I came across Brainorchestra.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Really amazing, really amazing. Gotta applaud you guys on your musical journeys.
The other band is Prolificators. So one of the guys, Olaf, actually lives in my neighborhood, and he was like walking his dog around, and we ended up following each other on Instagram. He has all these crazy guitar pedals, so he would be posting these crazy sounds and like the most insane sounds you've ever heard. So I said, "Oh, you got to help out on this film." And he was all over it, so he was into it. Another guy, Rob, who's called Effects as well. He was like in a similar kind of vein to him. So they collaborated together with a band called Prolificators. So
Sick.
that was really fun.
Oh, sweet. It must be a lot of fun to be in one.
Yeah, and it's good in lockdown as well. Like someone being so close was handy. Literally neighbours.
Absolutely amazing. And you three coming in together like this, how did you guys come together like this and collaborate? How did you guys come together to become friends? How the whole friendship started for you three?
Well, I'd say a lot of it's been kind of a proof of the digital future that we all live in now. You know, most of this has all happened digitally and remotely. I mean, other than the fact that we initially kind of connected as friends in a physical space, you know, the rest of this is done over Zoom and FaceTime and, you know, apps like this, like Discord and Instagram and stuff like that. So it's been completely a process of kind of, you know, testing our systems that we've used over the last year to communicate during the pandemic. And I'd say for the most part, it's worked really well. I prefer working in person and being around people, so I'm excited to be able to get back to that. But when you have to get something done in this fashion, it can't happen.
Yeah, totally. I get you. I get you a lot. I get that you had to make a lot of alterations. Yeah, you had to make a lot of alterations because of the pandemic, but I'm glad you were still able to make music, so at least that's a good thing.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
That's awesome. And to just keep things rolling. Wow, it's like the mic's in front of a fan.
That's fine.
I can still hear okay.
It's like the mic's in front of a fan. I like the sound soothing. To keep things going, I'll just keep this going. Okay. So I know one of you recently did a movie. I know one of you recently, I think Brendan directed a movie, I believe, or like a Broadway. Which one of you is that?
That's me, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you, Steven. Okay. I do want to get into that because when I heard that you did your own project, I was super shocked. So I do want to kind of start with how did you exactly came up with the idea of the movie, and also what was the collaboration process like?
Yeah, it was called a movie called Finding Ophelia. You can watch a trailer at findingophelia.com. I'll tell you details about the movie there. It's going on Amazon on the 23rd of this month. Amazon, Tubi, and Google. And I'll be in the cinema in LA on the 18th to the 24th. But yeah, I think I definitely wanted. I've always wanted to make a feature film, and I think now with the technology we have, we can kind of easily get a hold of amazing machines that can, you can get your hands on even 10 years ago. So I thought it was a great opportunity to like finally, get something together. So I guess my writing process was listening to a lot of music, the ethereal type of music, stuff that makes you go off into another place kind of thing, another kind of
Yeah.
another dimension almost. So I'd come up with ideas and then kind of string them together into this narrative. And I spent about 3 months just writing a script to kind of thread everything together and give it some kind of structure. And then over the period of a year, I'd shoot a few scenes here and there kind of thing. So, and again, through technology, like connecting to actors, connecting to friends and friends of friends who wanted to get involved, actors and sound people and that kind of thing, I was able to connect to so many people and order props off Amazon, or I pretty much use my phone to do most of it, like the production. So it's just amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. And it's kind of a marathon to do it for a year, but you just got to break it down to small chunks and keep going, kind of thing. But music was a big driver of kind of how the story was told. So I'd send the different musicians kind of maybe parts of a scene, or like I'm about to edit the scene. Here's what happens in the scene, and I'm after this mood, which is generally kind of a dark mood, or kind of some horrific stuff, something transcendent feelings, or different. It was based on kind of emotions. I wanted to get very strong emotions across. So
Wow.
that's pretty
Wow.
much it. And then the pandemic struck, but luckily I'd shot pretty much everything then. Then it was editing for about 4 months in lockdown, so there's nothing else to do.
Wow, that's honestly amazing how you were able to do that. And you were able to complete it even when the pandemic was here. Like,
Yeah,
that's absolutely amazing how you did all of that.
yeah, I
That's,
got lucky.
yeah, you got so lucky. And how'd you get this to be a musical? How'd you get it all, put together? Because I know you've been working on the script for like months. How'd you get it all together? How'd you put the movie all together? Like, how did that exactly happen?
I guess through just doing it in pieces, and then like physically, I just edited on my laptop, and then just through my social channels, collaborated with different people to kind of get stuff done. A lot of the visuals and stuff I did myself, so I was able to shoot, edit, color grade, did some of the sound design, and then on the end, I got some professional sound designers to kind of finish and make it, 10 times better.
Yeah, 100%.
I think at
Yeah.
each stage, when I was about to edit scenes, there's probably about 50 scenes in the film. Just before I was about to edit a scene, I would work with the musical artist first and get something down, so I'd have something to edit to. So then the visuals and the music can kind of seamlessly live live together, kind of thing, and blend better.
Yeah, and it's so amazing that you're able to do all of that. And I'm so excited for its release. I cannot wait to see it. I've only saw the cover art for it, and I saw your name. And so seeing that you're an incredible musician, I cannot wait to view. I'm so excited. And if there's a viewing party, please
Yeah.
invite me.
Yes, of
That'll be
course. Yeah, absolutely.
sweet. Yes. Yes, I've never been to a viewing party. I'm gonna actually do that.
Yeah,
Actually.
there might be a thing coming up. I'm trying to think. It's New Filmmakers New York in the next week or two. I think they're going to have some online screening. So I did a bunch of festivals, so there's a bunch of like online festivals because of COVID. But I'll invite you to one of those.
Oh, sweet. That'd be so awesome.
Cool.
Sweet. So excited. Back to this. Did you guys already know you guys were gonna be musicians, or was it like a surprise, or someone had to push you to be one?
I think for me it was I don't really know. It just kind of fell upon my lap. I just started doing it. Like I didn't really ask for it. It was just something I did for fun, and then one thing led to another. Start playing shows, start meeting people, and boom, you just start releasing music professionally. Kind of just happens over time. I mean, I think for most people, they don't really ask for that. It just really just kind of happens.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's a slow build over time. Like you see people get successful. Everyone assumes that it happens overnight, but I don't think that's really for anyone. I think people can get popular overnight, but it's really the long haul of like doing it for years.
You can get
Makes
you
it
can
so
get
special.
popular overnight. It's just you're not gonna learn everything that comes with it. So then when you start getting hit with real shit,
Yeah,
it affects you a lot differently as an artist. You don't
yeah,
approach it like an artist who has been experienced. It's like these artists who blow up and then they go play a show and then they're mad that their shows like aren't good.
yeah.
And that's nobody's fault. It's not even your fault. It's just you didn't go through
You didn't have
what.
the experience.
Yeah, you didn't go through those times where you had to perform in front of 3 people and make it count. You go straight
Yeah.
to selling out stadiums or whatever the case may be. So stuff like that.
Hmm.
Oh. Interesting answer so far. I love learning from older people. You guys are so wise.
You know it. Only introspective answers on this side.
Actually, this is probably one of the most um, interesting group. I actually haven't done. Actually, I have not done three in such a while. So this is actually the most that I have done in months wise. It's the most.
The more the merrier, as they
Oh
say.
yeah, most definitely 100%. I love saying. So what was the trigger point that made you decide to get into music?
You want me to answer? You want someone? I could. Whoever wants to answer.
Oh, this is a general question.
Oh, say it again. What did you say one more time?
Oh, I was saying, what was the trigger point that made you decide to get into music?
Oh, probably like when I was performing with friends and we were like, we were having so much damn fun. We were like, yeah, this is the type of shit I want to do. To be honest, you're just having so much fun, and you're like, "Word, this is very fun." You know.
Oh, yeah.
Are you still there, Ben? Is Ben on the
Mm.
line still?
Okay, okay. I like the performing kind of like hit your brain and like you were deciding to get into music. I really like that. I never actually done it. I've never actually done the performing, but I like that you enjoyed that. Okay, look at that. The other one's gone. I'll just keep this going. I don't want to have to stop.
Well, I think he jumped out by mistake. Maybe his connection.
Right, yeah, maybe Ben fell off.
Yeah, maybe so. But I'm
I was sort of
going
into
to.
drumming too. I mean, I'm pretty old now, but like I grew up seeing various technologies develop over the years. But I remember getting like a cassette tape trying to record Top of the Pops, which is this show in England, which is like the only music I had access to as a kid. Telling my mum to be quiet so she wouldn't be on the tape. That's my kind of earliest memories. And then I would play this tape back every week, just wear the thing out. And then I saw Adam and the Ants, which was kind of a post-punk band on the show, and they had two drummers, and I was just like amazed by these two drummers playing. So then I was like started tapping on everything. Then I started like getting drum lessons, and then yeah, when I was a bit older, I was able to afford to buy a kit. So then I made as much noise as possible.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
you
There
fell
you
off
go.
for a while, I think, there, Ben.
Yeah, I disconnected and reconnected. There you go.
We had a question about how you got started in music, so
Yeah.
you can answer
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it's not. It's yeah. I just wanted to make. I wanted to make beats and make music and melodies, and it wasn't classical.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. That is incredible.
Words,
My
you
God,
know,
my brain's fried. I'm sorry.
now I know how to play, guitar and piano and stuff, but it all started with drum machines and synthesizers and stuff like that, making hip hop, electronic music, and kind of experimental music. And I always knew that I wanted to make music that would go along with visuals, with film. And so meeting Steven was kind of a dream come true for me as far as finding a collaborator, someone to work with that we shared similar visions on, and I could express myself both audio wise and creatively, visually.
Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible. And I love the collaboration part of music. And collaborations lead to new friendships. And apparently, y'all doing a good job with that.
Agreed.
It's amazing. I mean, I don't record, but I'm a songwriter. And so collaborating always gives me inspiration. I don't know how you guys are collaborating, but it always gives me
It's
inspiration.
I always say collaboration is great because you get to work with people that think differently than you. I'm never going to think the way that Steven thinks, and he's never going to think the way that I think, and
Yeah.
that's an asset. That's a good thing because you get to look at different perspectives, and that's healthy and helps you grow.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
y'all,
that's fact.
y'all speaking my language here. So much. Um, and just keep this going. I know the three of you have different styles of music, so I want to kind of be general with this one. So what is your process? How do you guys exactly create your music?
Sure. I'll go first. I have a rule with creativity, and that is if it's working, it's working, and if it's not, it's not. I spent a lot of years trying to kind of create a process where I would just find a way to kind of manufacture music, and it doesn't work. And so what I mean by that is I sit down in front of a computer or with an instrument or both, and I'll just start working on something, and I make very fast, quick decisions. And at the end of 30 minutes, if I have a sketch that I really like, I'll finish it and I'll write an entire song in 45 minutes, an hour. And then usually those are my best. But if after 30 minutes or so, it's still kind of in a loop mode where it's, just a chorus or just a verse or just a C section, I'll just delete it. I won't even save it. Like I don't save sketches for later to work on. And not everybody works that way. And I'm not advocating that that's the correct way to work. I just, I kind of believe if the magic's working, it's working. And if it's not, it's not, and walk away from it and go play some video games or go for a walk or go for a hike and come back to it later.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I feel like I'm the same. I just really go by really just buying a lot of records, listening to a lot of music, all types of different music, trying to just hear things that inspire me to chop a sample, make a chord progression, whatever. I guess I really just do a lot of studying on the history of the music that I want to reinvent. Like I'll really like buy a lot of records and some jazz records, soul records, and take a lot of time listening to them, understanding what's going on, how they're playing their instruments, how I could like manipulate them, you know. But it's the same thing. Like if I'm not inspired, I'm just gonna play video games. Like if it doesn't strike me, just hang out. I don't really force nothing. It really just comes. It just comes as it's supposed to.
Amen. Yeah, I completely concur.
Yeah, man. It's like can't really force that.
Nope.
Things happen with time.
Yeah, forcing it usually results in mediocre art.
Yeah, it's easy to force something out and make it. Oh yeah, look at this. Like put you piece something together. It's easy to do that, but and it doesn't. It really just lacks.
Soul. Yeah.
Lacks emotion.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I aim for. Like if I'm listening to a record from the '70s, I'm trying to be like, damn, like how am I gonna reinvent or get inspired by these sounds, the way they're mixing their music, all this, bring it into my world and change somebody's ear. It got to make sense. It gotta affect the listener as much as possible. So
You've got to do a lot of digging.
yeah, that's all I do is I listen to music. I barely listen to hip hop like I do, but I'm always listening to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to find stuff I never heard before. That's my favorite.
To piggyback off that, just I know Brainorchestra. I know you work on a lot of hip hop music, and I work on quite a bit of hip hop music, but not primarily. But I think the one thing that we're both kind of getting at is that whether I'm working on hip hop music or whether I'm working on electronic music or pop music, is I approach it the same way, and I try to approach it as a sampler. Like at the heart of hip hop music is sampling culture, and the idea of taking another musical section and kind of manipulating it and adding upon it and turning it into something new. I mean, that's at the heart of what hip hop music is.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's doing something with it. And so what I always try to, I'm a teacher as well, and I teach music production at a local college here in Philadelphia, is I always teach students, like when you're looking at a sample, I try to find something in that sample, kind of like Brainorchestra was talking about with records and kind of crate digging, that I look for two qualities in a good music sample. And that does it have an emotional or musical aspect or component to it, and it doesn't have a percussive component to it.
Yeah, those timbres, man.
Exactly.
Yes, they need to make sense. They need to strike
and usually records from the 70s, like he was saying, have both of those qualities to it. Because there's a lot of guitars and horns and drum hits.
Crazy stuff. Like,
yeah.
That stuff was so next level, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah. There's an endless amount of it, and there's a lot of obscure bands from the 70s.
Like we only hear what we hear out here. Like you go out to Europe and dig, you're about to hear some gas. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna hear some shit you've never heard before. That shit's gonna blow your mind.
I found this Hawaiian funk band from the 70s that I've been sampling a lot recently that I really like, and just it sounds like if like Stevie Wonder had been in a Hawaiian funk band or something.
Hard.
Yeah.
Fuck with that.
Crazy. We gotta take the ban out sometime later. And
Oh, Brain, you've got a new record coming out?
Yeah, I have a vinyl record coming out this Thursday, called Message to You. It's an 18 track. It's an 18 track piece of instrumental music of a lot of like what I just said, case studying. It reflects on a lot of what I'm listening to, what inspires me, and how I hear music. Because I let a lot of the samples play out in some of the songs at the end or in the beginning, and then you hear my rendition, and it's just a whole nother world. So I was trying to give people just a very strong audio record of just study and history and application, within hip hop, which is extremely important. I feel like a lot of people are lazy with their shit. Respectfully, not anybody here, but people. It's just a lot of lazy shit, and to me, I love this art shit. So when I make something like this vinyl, I try to prep it for my listeners because they're gonna get a piece of history, art history, music history within what I'm doing.
Yep.
yeah, definitely,
It's a
I'm with you.
it's a more perspective of inspiration and how we listen to things, how we apply it into the real world and express ourselves.
Yeah, I feel y'all 100%. Amazing. And what was y'all's favorite project together that you guys made?
What's that? What was
Oh, okay.
the question?
Okay, this is favorite. So, what was your favorite project that you guys made individually, and then what's your favorite project that you guys made as a group?
Um,
That's this
you
last
wanna-
one.
Nah, yeah, I was gonna say that's a tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I would say any self-respecting artist would say whatever they just put out.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, what I'm about to put out on Thursday is probably my
Yeah.
best presentation of me ever
Yeah,
at this
yeah, but
point in
that's for
time.
the next project. Yeah.
Like, yeah, the next presentation,
Yeah.
whatever's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I like
Yeah.
I like that you said anything you put out is your favorite. I like that. I never heard that from anyone. Usually,
Yeah.
if that question was to pop up, they have like their favorite song they
Right.
have. But I like that you said everything that you make because like any song that you put out, you could say like that's my favorite.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if I let it get released, then that means that I care about it enough that it's a representation of me that I'm proud of. Now, maybe that wasn't necessarily true earlier on in my music career, but these days I'm very, very kind of like Brainorchestra was talking about. I'm very careful as far as what I curate and what I release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to spend the money committing it to vinyl, you've got to make it count.
Yeah,
It's not
really.
cheap.
No,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
no,
Yeah,
my budgets are crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, you better be
It's
sure.
like people don't know. It's like, yeah, I could go on YouTube, but I think the act, and it's not even on some elitism shit, because I sample from YouTube all the time. Like, I'm finding records on YouTube I am not finding in the USA. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think the fact that as any producer that does that, um, when you do it, you don't have to, but when someone does it, you're taking time to learn what's happening. What happened before you and what progressed to get to where what you're listening to. Because everything just piggybacks off of every single decade of music. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
so it's like when doing shit like that, it costs, but then what you're giving people is beyond what they could imagine. Sometimes you get what I'm saying? Beyond what you could imagine. You're finding shit. You're taking your time. You apply the time and the listening more and the studying more. You're not like it's not like hearing something on YouTube and you download it and sample it 3 seconds later. I mean, I do that again. I do that all the time, but I definitely take a lot of time to dig. Like.
Yeah. I can definitely tell. I can definitely feel that. If you happen to get that vinyl, if it happens to actually start selling, it's gonna be a free copy.
Hmm? Oh yeah,
Like
slide
I
that.
know, like, I know some people would say no because like they don't know me, but now that we're close, I
Now I'll be honest, you got me on here, and we're having good convo, So when that drops, I'll definitely slide one to you. You know what I mean?
oh yes,
It ain't nothing. Don't worry about it.
sweet, that's awesome. I didn't get a chance to listen to everything because like my schedule is totally packed. I'm sure that's how y'all's lives is.
Yeah.
Your life's basically packed up. I'm packed up with everything, so I didn't get a chance to listen to everything. But so far, it's good. So far, it's great so far. Loving it. Gotta love it. And to follow up on earlier, I wanted to ask this because I love when artists answer this one. So how would you guys exactly describe the music that you make?
Mm.
I'll go for it. I mean, it depends. It depends on the project. I mean, one of the things that I've had to do as an artist to not get bored is to have multiple aliases. So I have,
Woo! Let's go. This is the type of language I like.
right, like I have three aliases. One is called City Rain, like Rain. That's my pop music. So that's my music that's been fairly successful over the years and been on the radio and been on TV and been on TV shows and stuff like that. So City Rain, check that out when you can. My most recent single, Hurt, is doing pretty well and on a bunch of Apple Music and Spotify playlists, blah, 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 blah. The other one is called Just Process. That's like my more hip hop, electronic music, Jersey club, drum and bass, jungle, like all of the electronic music subgenres I like and kind of I don't know, underground genres I like kind of put together. And then I have my film music that I do for stuff like Steven's project, Finding Ophelia, where I do ambient music and stuff that's like more atmospheric and almost not even necessarily music so much as sound design. And all having all three of those projects are necessary for me to not get bored because I used to just have the first project, and I would always sit down and have to feel like, oh, I have to make pop music. I have to make pop music, and it's hard to make good music when you're always striving to do one thing very specifically, and you can really be very hard on yourself.
Oh yeah,
And
facts. My boy talking right now.
you know what I'm saying? And so
And
I've had to kind of divvy that out a little bit so I can say one day, oh, you know what? I'm sitting down, I'll make this music, no pressure. The other day, all right, I'll make this music, no pressure. Oh, wait, this is a City Rain song. Ah, here it comes. The magic's working today. I'll work on this.
yeah, that's artist freedom right there.
Right?
Real talk, man. Just doing what the fuck you want to do. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, every artist, I'm sure, has some form of that, where they have different kind of projects they do.
Yeah, I think for me, describing my music, mean, I definitely feel the same way um, with giving different styles and feels, But since I definitely have focused straight on Brainorchestra, I do have other aliases I'm building up, but like with house music, drum and bass.
Hell yeah.
I've done a bunch of ambient stuff under Brainorchestra, like weird shit, giving people all that within the brand. But I think my whole description is just my outlook on what I take in life, within art and in life, and reflected in audio. I think that's just the best way I could describe it. Because I don't, you listen to a beat tape of mine, it's 18 tracks and it has everything. It has those emotional joints, it has those hard, aggressive joints, it has the player joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just giving people pieces of me, moments in time, you know, within the pieces of music, and giving them my life as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've heard a lot from musicians in the past, and just having you spit on that logic really is something everyone needs. I definitely need that. I'm not sure about anyone else, but just getting to hear this, it's something I really needed.
Wonderful. Well, it's always good to chat with other artists and people that love music and kind of hear their philosophies on things. It's definitely good for the soul.
Yeah, it's definitely. I absolutely love to talk to people that relate to me. I'm not sure if that's how you guys like, but if somebody likes the type of music I like, or some people are songwriters and I'm a songwriter, it's like perfect chemistry. I don't know how you guys roll, but that's how I do it. That's at least my opinion, my theory. I don't know about y'all.
I think yeah, now I'm getting older. I'm like 50, 51. But I realize maybe that I have less to live. I've lived more than probably I will live ever, so it's become, very increasingly important to create art. Or if you look back on it, I want to be creating as much amazing art as I can. It's kind of like, there's a deadline imposed upon me that I'm more compelled to create than I used to when I was young. But for me,
It's
that's
that
kind of like an urgency
spirit.
to move forward and push stuff that will live on after you've gone, kind of thing. Which is kind of a dark way, but it's kind of realistic. But as you get a bit older, you're like, I've got to make my mark in the world, kind of thing, or leave some kind of, not a legacy, but just, I don't know.
No, it's
I don't want
purpose.
I don't want to live without regrets. So it's kind of important for me to push and make as much stuff as I can now. Yeah.
Yeah, mm, definitely. And
Making
I
it
just,
grim.
Nah, but that's true, man. It's like
mm,
as morbid as that shit could sound.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's why I stress putting my shit out physically. I want people to own it. I want people to pass it on. I want in 50 years, yo, I remember buying this shit. This guy was wilding. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I want people to remember me by. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I got this record X amount of years ago. People pass it down, and people, their kids listening to it, like, yo, this shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's essentially what we're doing. We're listening to the 70s, 90s. We're like,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We're like, fuck, this shit is amazing. like,
Yeah.
that's how the wheel always just keeps snowballing into that. People
Mhm.
understanding, like, yeah, like right now, some people don't enjoy some of this shit in pop culture and rap, whatever. But they didn't like the shit that was happening in the '90s either. They ain't like what was happening in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
wasn't fucking with jazz artists. Like if we being honest, at
No.
first, you get what I'm saying. But then that became the most pivotal shit on earth. So it's like these people, the shit lives forever.
Yeah.
Especially when you put that type of thought into it, and you really give a damn about what you're doing. People lack giving a damn and contextualizing even what they're doing, where it's just they're just doing it to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And there's people out here that respectfully want to be more than that. They want to put something in the world that's going to affect X amount of people and change their life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
yeah, most definitely. I hear what you guys are saying. Most definitely. Deep thinking.
Man, this is
Definitely.
real. This is real thinking. Honestly, I wouldn't imagine. I can't imagine waking up and not thinking like that. That to me is normal as shit. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like I think it's like that's the purpose of art. No matter what it is, whatever you're taking in, visually, audio. You know what I'm saying? Still moving. It's all supposed to affect you, take you out
Yeah.
of take you out of whatever world you in, and bring you back to like innocence or transparency. You get what I'm saying? That's why art keeps people alive, childlike. No matter how old you are, if you
Yeah.
have fun, you live in your life. That's just, you know.
Yeah. I'll be sure to do more of that in the future. I'll try to do more. All right. Golly, I have met so many pet peeves. I want to kind of get into this because I'm sure I know what you guys are gonna say, but I just wanna just want to make sure this is right, but have you guys ever gone through a block? Because I know some of you guys produce or make beats, so I
Mhm.
has there ever been a time where you guys couldn't think of anything to make or to write?
Sure. Yeah. I would go back to my kind of statement about the multiple aliases. That's kind of what I've done to avoid that is like I'll have a block on one project, but I never have a block on all three projects. I'll always have something to say musically in some way. It just may not be specific to I don't work well if it's like, oh, I need to manufacture a song for this alias. That might be too much pressure for me to make a good product. But, if I have time, I'll just work on the other projects. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone here, I don't want to speak for anyone, is going to say absolutely. Sometimes it happens and you go play video games or talk to someone or
Exactly.
go have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do, man. Some
Yeah.
weeks, sometimes I go a week, 2 weeks going crazy making mad music, and then one day I sit down, I'm not feeling it, man. I just smoke weed, play video
Yep.
games, take
Yep.
naps.
Yep. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. Well, now actually, I've been skateboarding again, so I'll actually go do that. Like
Yeah.
skateboarding will inspire me to get back in my mode, you know what I mean? Like just trying. You know what I'm saying? Back to what you said, trying different things, whether it's aliases or just trying different sounds, different things in life. That shit'll all come full circle. You know?
Actually, it's interesting what you say. Doing something physical really helps, I think, because it gets your brain moving as well. Get the endorphins going in your mind, and
Exactly, and you're
uh,
processing it like, yo, like I gotta like skateboarding. You know, that's one of the best sports on earth. It's the most it's one of the craziest sports on earth. You feel me? Like, and
mhm.
when you gotta apply your mind to some shit like that, you come back to making music and
The
you feel
focus.
focus. You're like, word, yeah, I gotta pay attention to this, that, and the third. No, everything's kind of relative, you know.
Mhm.
Oh, cool, cool. That's awesome. I'm loving the
I think you've got to be
input.
quite patient with the process. I worked in advertising for a long time, so you're always under deadline. So it's kind of like you're under duress, and basically, if you don't solve the problem, you lose your job. Basically, I
Stress.
did that a couple of times. So you're always under this pressure, but you're not always creating the best art. But if you're trying to create the best art, you've got to be patient with the outcome and let things come to you a bit more and kind of wait them out. Really.
Yeah, I've definitely learned that over the years, man. Like just taking your time and what it means, you know, like even in my own older shit, I love all my older shit, but not all of it had like the most thought. It was just like something I put together and like, but now I put a lot of thought into everything I gotta do, put out, because it has to just mean something, you know, to the world.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Loving this input so far. Loving this.
Absolutely.
Cool. That's awesome. I got my brain's fried. I hate this. I hate this. Um, who or what inspires you in your music?
Man. You want to take that one first?
Sure. Um, who or what inspires music? To me, life is a movie. It's full of, it's audio and it's visual. I suppose if you're lucky enough to be able to perceive both of those things. And so, I kind of I see little scenes in life. I'm walking down the street and I see someone, a happy couple, or I see someone that's homeless and kind of sad, or I see, someone that's drug addicted. And I don't mean to get dark, but I live in a city, I live in Philly, and you see the realness of life. And so inside of all these things that you see around you, whether they're happy and positive or negative, or maybe you don't want to judge them as either experiences, there's little stories in all these things. Everybody's living their own little life and they have their own problems that to them are the center of the universe and are these big stories. And so music is the attempt to tell these stories in 2 or 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes if you're working on longer forms of music. And that's an incredible challenge to try to sum up these big experiences that could span a day or years or 10 years or someone's entire life into a song. And so you have a great responsibility to do that, or a great responsibility to music and art when you take on that kind of thing. And so, it's really just little kind of little scenes in life that I get inspiration from. I would answer it that way, because if I answered it the more specific way of what musicians, I'd be here for hours with you,
Yeah.
listing listing artists.
No, yeah, word. It's the same. Yeah, I feel like that's really the same. I couldn't have said it better, to be honest. It's like just going through life, man, and applying it. That's it.
Yep.
It's like, that's the main inspiration.
Yep. Life is the lesson.
You just gotta apply that shit and boom. You know what I'm saying? Give it to the people the way they're supposed to get it so they can understand. Like, oh, all right. It's relation. Like, oh, I can relate to this shit. You know, that's the best part of all this shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, you're making music that hopefully other people can put themselves into. So you want to make it broad enough that it's relatable, but maybe specific enough as an artist that you're getting that catharsis when you write the music too.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's real talk.
I think
Absolutely.
my approach to things is kind of escaping reality a bit.
Yeah.
I tend to go into like the fantasy of what is the opposite of reality sometimes. Maybe that's, a type of escapism or something like that, which I guess is, helping you escape from the kind of banality of things too.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, most definitely. Excuse me, 100%. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. And can you tease us what's coming next for you guys? What can your fans expect? Um, any new projects, any albums coming, anything new coming from you guys?
Working on a vampire script at the moment.
Fire. Hell yeah.
Called Dracula.
Yes, sir. That's
That ain't.
I
I
need a song
fucking
for
love it. Are you
that.
serious?
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's awesome.
Can I make a
Genius.
Transylvania type hip hop beat for that? Or like
Yeah.
Totally.
shit. I need to do that.
Absolutely.
Dracula. You're a fucking genius.
It'd be incredible. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm dropping. Yeah, man, I'm dropping my project Thursday. Message to you. Order that shit on brainorchestra.bandcamp.com, 12 a.m. worldwide. And then what to expect is expect more music. That's it. More good music, man. That's it. Nothing less, nothing more. Good music, good merchandise. You know, keep the ball rolling. Keep the people happy.
For me, nothing in it, but I just released a single called Hurt, as in Hurt, Hurt by me, City Rain, CityRain. Check that out on Spotify or Apple Music. And that's really it for me for right now. But I'm also working on my album for my alias Just Process, which is more like a kind of underground electronic music. And I'll probably be saying that for the next year because I keep making songs and none of them will be good enough and all. You know how it goes.
Absolutely.
Wow, such exciting things coming from you guys. I'm so excited. Those new things coming, and I'll be actively be on Discord when you guys let me know. I'll actively be here, and I also have all my socials right on my phone, so I'll be actively waiting those. So excited. And loving these inputs so far. And I was gonna ask a showcase. I probably should have mentioned it, but I didn't. I didn't know if you guys like recorded music at the time. I didn't really know if any of you guys recorded music, so I didn't bother asking. But if you happen to record any music, a showcase would be nice.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, awesome.
We'll have the
Uh,
soundtrack for the on July 1st. The soundtrack will be out.
Yes, sir. July 1st, baby.
Yeah.
Tap
oh,
in. We out here.
Yeah, so it should be on the website, findingophelia.com. There's a soundtrack page there, so You can
Oh, sweet.
pre-save links and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I'll provide a link down below in the description for them to check them out. And if you guys do happen to record music, your showcase, you guys can record it and send it to me later if you guys are open to that. And if you guys record this email, just send it to me for recorded performance. But I just wanted to say that openly.
Okay.
But on the download, so excited for your new projects and echoing in the background.
Not me.
Okay, just making sure. Um, and again, I just want to say a huge thank you, so much for taking y'all's time out of your day to or night, wherever your time zone is, um, to do this. I really deeply appreciate all the wisdom and all the experiences in your music career that you guys have provided for us. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you.
And no problem, no problem. And it's that time where we're closing things out, but I do want to open this door for you guys to kind of say any last words to your fans, any advice you want to give to them, any newcomers you want to give advice to, any, thank yous, anything lastly that you need to tell us before we end, anything you would like that you want your fans to know about you, just
Sure.
go right
I
ahead.
would just say anybody out there that wants to make music, the only barrier to making it, other than the obvious financial barriers that can exist, although they're much smaller these days, is whether or not you can get through your own self-judgment. You can absolutely make music. I believe that anyone can make music. You can learn how to make music and just start by making it and figure out correcting it, making it better, making it sure it follows music theory and all that stuff later. And just get to making it because there's not enough good music in the world, and we can always use more.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody out there just listening, man, just keep doing what you gotta do, and don't worry about no politics or nothing. Enjoy what you do. Make what you want to make. And yeah, that's really it. Basically, just piggybacking what he said. Just keep it 100 with yourself. Experiment. Don't jump the gun. And just have fun. That's really it. You gotta just have fun doing this.
Amen.
Yeah. What they said.
Sweet.
Less talking, more doing.
Exactly.
Funny, perfectly said, y'all. Perfectly said. And just in case, did I miss anything? Is there anything that I missed? Or did I basically cover everything? Ow.
Yeah, I'm sure you covered everything.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Look out for the movie on June 23rd. Amazon, Google Play, and Tubi TV. Finding
Sweet.
Ophelia. FindingOphelia.com for details.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And again, thank you guys out there for watching and checking this one out. Make sure to click down below in the description to check them out with new music. And be sure to look out for Steven's project coming out this summer in July. So please make sure you guys do that. And again, thank you guys always for supporting me and watching. And please expect more episodes to come. And I hope you guys are enjoying season 2. And I don't think I have anything else for me. And as always, follow us on socials. Everything's on Wrap It Up Podcast. And I'll see you guys on the other side. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.